This being the further readings of the arcane understanding of the revelations to St. John. I'm still within Revelations chapter 16, finishing out that chapter. I'm going to move to the next chapter. However, in chapter 16 of the book of Revelations to St. John, it says in verse 15, "Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked, and they see his shame." Come as a thief has always been known as you will not be able to tell just when the event will happen. This is to ensure no one can manipulate the event itself or try to alter or fake the outcome. Blessed are those who watch themselves and their actions, living in a correct human manner, while keeping their garments visible, being the garments worn during chakra activation, lest others see them as naked and know their shame from their lack of works. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. The beast then gathered the masses at Armageddon, a place or city in the Middle East. In higher level esoteric studies, we have known this place as our inner mindset created by the brain and erroneously learned behavior patterns that have yet to be audited by the personality in order to keep them or dissolve them. Audited puts me in mind of L. Ron Hubbard and his Dianetics, which his first treatise on Dianetics, L. Ron Hubbard, fascinating reading, and in my estimation, es verdad. So, erroneously learned behavior patterns. The ego. We have been imprisoned in our egos. Very rare that a person is able to objectively hover from outside of their ego and dictate their course of actions. However, it's not the person at that point, because once you have objectified your perspective, you are connected to Source in a sense. And Source communicates through many ways, through many beautiful ways. God does, the infinite prime creator, the divine grid programmer. However, in order to keep them or dissolve them, these behavior patterns, the beast then gathered the masses at Armageddon, a place or city in the Middle East. In higher level esoteric studies, we have known this place as our inner mindset, created by the brain and erroneously learned behavior patterns that have yet to be audited by the personality in order to keep them or dissolve them. In psychological terms, it would be the mayhem that many experience at midlife crisis, where all aspects congregate for a showdown of sorts. And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air. And there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne saying, "It is done." The seventh messenger poured his vial of truth into the air. And there came a great sound out of the temple from the throne where Lord Melchizedek sits, meaning it is done. Given the various geophysical changes Earth has been through, it is easy to surmise that it will go through others, just as the present electromagnetic field is changing position, all of which are part of our cosmic cataclysms of which we as humans know so little. And many times, and many types of sound vibrations were heard. Then a great earthquake, such as had not been seen since man was on earth, so mighty and so great it was, cosmic house cleaning to some. Cosmic house cleaning indeed, separating the wheat from the chaff. And there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not seen, such as was not since men were upon the earth, seen since men were upon the earth. And the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came in remembrance before God. Babylon, the confusion, the scattered, the non-integrated human, self-actualized, the non-self-actualized human, to talk Abraham Maslow and his terminologies and such. But Babylon represents confusion. When you hear Babylon, when you hear these terms, they're symbolic. The beast, organized religion. Babylon came, confusion came in remembrance before God. Babylon, to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And the great city, either Armageddon or Rome, was split into 3. The egos of our psyche, which number 7, are overseen by 3 capitans. El Capitans, fear, desire, and bad will. And cities and all nations fell. Thus did the great Babylon, confusion. Babylon is synonymous with confusion, come to mind, that God gave unto her the cup of wine, feeding the truth of the fierceness of the truth that God extols. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. Here we simply see changes to the earth's structure, similar to what has happened many times before. In the study of Eastern data, we can understand just how each race and root race of humans has been through cataclysmic events and what each one was. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent, and men blasphemed God because of the plague of the hail. For the plague thereof was exceeding great. Due to the weather aspect of such an event, the hailstones being large were of great pain to humans, who thus blasphemed and blamed God for the plague that was exceedingly great. Yes, the narcissistic humans blaming God. Now I'm in chapter 17 in the book of Revelations, verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. And one of the 7 messengers came to talk with John, saying, Come hither, John, I will show you the judgment of the great whore that sits upon many waters. Over many types of people, no one is immune. With whom the leaders of the earth have committed baser animal actions, fornication, and the masses have been made drunk with the truth of her animalness, for they live in the baser biological emotions. And so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Thus John's soul was astrally moved into the wilderness, and he saw a woman, figuratively, of all that was wrong or problematic in a patriarchal society, humanity, sitting upon a scarlet-colored beast, as is the color of the religious hierarchy, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns, which are explained shortly. Yes, folks, the truth is not in your CNN, the truth is not in your Fox News, your MSNBC, the truth is not even in your organized religion, folks. Yes, because that is all beast controlled. That is all controlled by the artificial intelligence hive mind matrix, the digital matrix of the beast. That's why MSNBC has about like 6 viewers. Anyway, I need to learn to stop going Alex Jones on this and just stay on topic. Stay on topic. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. The figuratively described woman with colors of sacramental rituals, purple being noted as higher level priest, even the color indigo of the crown chakra, when it activates and your whole vision is flooded with that laser, indigo laser flower just pulsating as it connects to the galactic chakra. This figuratively described woman with colors of sacramental rituals, purple being noted as higher level priest, the crown chakra, and material gems, culminating with the golden cup, which is the icon of all religious processes as well as the sexual union in Tantrism. This especially when we understand the abominations committed by religious hierarchy. Which are the acts of fornication, meaning both the animal act of orgasm and the acts of our baser instincts of the bioorganism that we wear as the human suit. This is just a genetic vehicle that has been masterfully crafted so our souls and spirits can incarnate into this classroom of duality, as Dolores Cannon, rest in peace, Miss Cannon, I know she's all around us. And upon her mystery was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Upon her forehead we see the clear indication as to what is being referenced, the ancient story of Babylon, and it references to what is happening as revelations are made to John. It is a direct reference to what the hierarchy of organized religion had done in Babylon and are doing again. Seeing the organized religious system drunken, not a care in the world, no. Not any sense at all of propriety or sense of scandal for what they have perpetrated, these organized religious demons. Get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, organized religion beast. Not a care in the world with the blood of saints, stained with all those that they had a part in their demise, and with the blood of those that were martyred in the name of Jesus, as Jesus was well known as a rebel to the hierarchy of the organized religion of his time. Jesus was a rebel. Jesus was a freedom fighter. Yet due to all these amazing revelations, John was in wonderment and great admiration, having forgotten himself in the moment and being fixated with what he was witnessing. In metaphysics, it is well understood that when one fixates on something, one becomes lost in it at the expense of the consciousness aspect of the soul. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. The angel was conscious of what John had done and asked him about it. He said he would tell John of the mystery of the woman and the beast. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. The beast, John saw, existed and yet is not existing, a parable of a real concrete thing, yet not a real beast. It will come out from within the bowels of earth, from an unknown dark area of life on earth, just as most of our governments and political systems come from the unknown and go into the eternal damnation, and the masses whose names are not in the book of life from the beginning of this earth will wonder when they behold the beast that existed but not as an animal beast, and yet its actions are known, all references pointing towards the hierarchy of organized religions. Each religion has a group of truth seekers or Gnostics who are chastised and banished from the masses. This is done in order to keep the esoteric meanings and truths out of the hands of the masses. It is from the old saying that the masses are not ready for the truth. And then in chapter 17, which I'm reading from, in verse 9, it says, and this is the book of Revelations, and the arcane understanding of the revelation of St. John, in verse 9 in chapter 17, it says, and here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. For those that are awakened to wisdom, the 7 heads are 7 mountains of Rome on which the woman, organized religion, sits. Organized religion. Disempowering you, making you think that somebody outside of yourself has the solution to your own spiritual journey. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. There are 7 kings that oversee these 7 areas. 5 have been overtaken. 1 is the ruler, and the other has yet to join the group, and when he does, he must continue as king for a short while. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. And the theological beast that was and is not a real animal, he will be the 8th ruler, and is from the line of the 7th king, and goes into eternal damnation, for the abomination it will commit in the name of God for various pseudo-religious reasons. This could be the New World Order. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. The 10 horns are 10 kings that have yet to receive a kingdom, but they are allowed into the inner circle of the hierarchy for the space of an hour, which is a theoretical allotment of time when visiting with the religious hierarchies. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These 10 kings are all of like-mindedness, and they will give all of their power of rule and strength of force to the beast as needed, effectively becoming puppets to the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. They will make war with the Christ, the Anointed One, Heru, the hawk-headed Lord of Christ's consciousness, of the anointed cerebral spinal fluid in your pineal gland, will overcome them, for he is Lord of lords, esoterically speaking, and the King of kings, exoterically speaking. And those that are kindred spirits with Christ are known as called upon, chosen, and faithful. And the message I told John, the waters you saw, where the whore sits, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues, the masses upon the earth. Yet the 10 horns, the kings upon the beast, shall hate the whore. Organized religion, and will make her desolate and naked from their baser animal nature of envy and jealousy, and shall eat her flesh, will do all they can to stripe her hierarchy of any riches and burn her down. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. For Om, the infinite prime creator, Om, the divine grid programmer, Amen, the hidden one of ancient Egypt, has put into their hearts to fulfill God's will, to agree together and to give her their kingdom until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. And the woman John saw was in fact the city of Rome, that controls things over the then known kings of earth. So, this may be timely information. It may not. I know I was seeing reports of Rome and right around the Vatican area, there were fires that were taking place, and the scuttlebutt that I saw, so to speak, the speculation, that was making the rounds was that it was like the deep underground military bases or the dumbs or what have you, the gold, the Vatican loot of all the gold that's been, that was an operation by white hats that repatriated that gold. So, I'm just sharing this information. It's a little fun. It's fun for me to share it, and hopefully it's of relevance for somebody. But the book of Revelations, is as is all the Bible. It's symbolic. Jesus spoke in parables and only spoke in parables to the masses, and even among his closest companions. And this is all, even that's symbolic, the 12 apostles or the 12 zodiacal signs and whatnot, but only one of them he actually gave real gnosis to, as far as I understand, and that was Thomas, and it was Gnostic. It was the secrets of the Gnostics. And when Thomas was asked by his fellow apostles what Jesus the Christ had told him when he had taken him aside, he said he could not do it, for they would kill him for the knowledge that the Master had revealed. Now, hopefully I will not be killed for this knowledge that I am revealing to you, my dear and esteemed viewer, but with further hopes, I would hope that you hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. And I hope that you have a glorious and day filled with the light of our divine grid programmer and the gnosis of the infinite prime creator.
Namaste, namaskaram.